Draw Something for Daddy, written and narrated by Brian Terence. The man rummaged about the desk. Papers and a notepad lay across the polished wood top. In pride of place in the middle of the desk, the notepad was obviously of high quality. The pages were embossed with a faint watermark. It must have been old though, as the pages were just starting to curl and yellow. From the look of the top sheet, with the fading only around the very edges, the top page had been torn out recently. The lower pages hadn't had time to discolour. A post-it note was attached to the front. The words, "Don't use this pad," written in scrawled capitals, had evidently been done hastily. This is where his father had been found. It gave him a queasy feeling, realising that his father had died in this very chair. His sudden death still a mystery. What possible connection could there be between the torn off top page of the notepad and his father's death? Almost out of reflex rather than conscious thought, he picked up the pad and dropped it into the top drawer, closing it securely along with the other important documents that he would need to sort out later. He felt it instantly. His vision dimmed. There was an intense tightness in his chest. He couldn't catch his breath. He'd never experienced claustrophobia, but that was all he could think it was, the terror at being shut in. He opened the drawer again and the feeling started to subside, but it wasn't until the notepad was back in pride of place in the middle of the desk that the feelings disappeared completely. He didn't notice that he'd dislodged the post-it note, which now lay disregarded in the top drawer. "Darling, if you are going to cut the grass before the estate agent turns up to prepare the valuation, you'd better make a start," his wife called. He looked at the desk, scanned the notepad and shook his head to clear the confusion he still felt. He got up, walked across the room to the door. He turned again to glance at the notepad, a look of bewilderment on his face. It might just have been the shock. It was the only explanation. Closing the door, he walked outside. His wife opened the study door and saw the notepad lying in the middle of the desk. She picked it up and handed it to their son. "So what are you going to draw for Daddy?" she asked as they headed back into the kitchen. "I'm going to draw a big scary tiger, like the one we saw at the zoo last week," the boy announced proudly. As the mum tidied the kitchen and the son drew, they could hear the sound of the mower as the husband cut the grass. "Look, Mummy, I've drawn a tiger. Isn't it scary?" the little boy asked, holding the notepad up to show his mum. Even over the sound of the mower, they heard the screams.